Everything you've done so far today has involved your brain functioning to make you move in certain ways. But it's not good enough for your brain just to send signals. These signals need to be fine-tuned as movements are carried out to make sure you're doing them accurately. The part of the brain that helps you do this is called the cerebellum, and my PhD looks at how the cerebellum works. There's quite a bit we don't know about connectivity between different cells inside the cerebellum. It's kind of like not knowing how different elements on a computer motherboard are connected if we're trying to work out how a computer works. Other people have studied connectivity by doing brain scans on adults. Now, this only helps you understand how the cerebellum works when it's damaged as an adult. But the symptoms that we see when the cerebellum isn't formed properly in the first place are very different. We're looking at developmental disorders. So the first thing I need to understand is the development of the cerebellum. Each different cell type in your body will have its own genetic profile. So even though every cell in your body has your DNA, only some of that DNA will be transcribed and translated into useful proteins for that specialized cell. And we can look at where the cells are that express particular genes. My research looks at where the cells are that express SOX genes in the brain whilst it's developing in the embryo. One way to look at these cells is to use fluorescent proteins that glow under UV light. Scientists can insert these fluorescent proteins by injecting viruses or versions of viruses that are actually harmless. One thing that we want to look at is whether these cells go on to make big, long neurons that send signals to the rest of the brain, or whether they become short neurons that signal locally to each other. If we think of neurons in the brain like roads that make up a network, it's like working out whether the construction company that I've tracked down are trying to build a little alleyway or a big, long motorway. Finding this out will help us understand a little better how these cells make and send complex signals that allow us to play a piano instead of just thump our fists, or say long tongue twisters instead of just grunt out noises. And these are just some of the amazing things that our cerebellum helps us do.